Regular council meeting of the Village of Armada will now come to order. Will everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, please? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I have a roll call, please?
Clark.
Here.
Conan.
Here.
Wolock.
Here.
Ballard.
Here.
Sletz.
Here.
Belkey.
Here.
Shaw's absent.
Next is approval of the agenda. What's the council's wishes, please?
Mr. President, I'll move the agenda be accepted as presented.
Support. Moved by Clark.
Moved by Ballard.
Ballard, then Clark. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. At this time, the floor is open up to the citizens, and you have 3 minutes to address the council if you'd like to do so. State your name for the record,
If you're here
please.
for CDBG though, then we're gonna open up for public hearing. Yep.
Anyone at this time? No one. Very good. Okay, thank you. Tonight we have no presentations. And next is the administrative reports, treasury report, commissioner liaison reports, planning commission, 2019 year in review, and also planning meeting minutes of November 4th, 19, and planning commission 2020 agenda. What is council's wishes?
No vote.
No vote.
Say big up meetings.
You got any reports, please? No reports?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know, you're almost there.
Dave. Almost. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
3 seconds.
Oh, that's tough. Ed and I did have a phone call with Roe on Friday. It was a start of work meeting essentially for the arsenic detention design engineering activity. Went off well. Got some good information. We'll put out an updated schedule for the design engineering component of that project. I did talk to John Crum again from the Department of Roads about easement if we go ahead with the project. He did reiterate that based upon what he's hearing, no fees will be involved, which is good news. The only other thing is Eagle, as you know, had been after us for some amount of time to put together a water asset management plan. I do have finally put together a draft, and I sent a copy of the draft unofficially to Will Disser again at Eagle to take a look at. What they're mostly concerned about is there's by statute there's 5 components that have to be in the plan. Those 5 components are in the plan that I sent forward. It's about 30 pages, a lot of work. Going to be a lot of data analysis and synthesis. Some of that's going to go into the water budget for this next year, so I had to get that going. It's not a formal copy. I want the council obviously to take a peek at that before we submit the formal copy. But that's in now for Will's review, and hopefully by the next meeting I'll be able to give you some thoughts as to whether or not it satisfies a requirement in draft. If so, let's make it official and get off the hit list. Anyway, I think it's a good plan. So.
Thank you, Ross.
Okay, thank you.
And we will move on into the general business. The consent agenda, which is approval of the regular council meeting minutes of December the 16th of 19, and then payment of bills and set a public hearing for purchasing ordinance.
Mr. President, I'll move the consent agenda be accepted as presented.
Support. Moved and supported by Ballard and Clark. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Old business, sewer plant update. Mr. Clark, please, your department.
I haven't spoken to the guys. I was off last week, but the week before that, we did have the power outage again. I went down there, everything running, the generator was running, they were manning things, running things manually because we don't have sufficient power to operate the whole plant the way it normally would. And then Matt is also checking into, he had mentioned the hot water tank going. I've got him looking into another hot water tank, something that has some kind of more of a warranty than what we ended up with. So I have to get back with him. So that's about all I have right now.
Very good, thanks, Mr. Clark. West Main Street update, Mr. Ballard, your...
Yes, I've had conversations with Gus DeHuy from Spalding D. Decker on why our sidewalks and curb hasn't been redone yet. He subsequently got in touch with Superior Contracting, George, who is the contractor of record, and he said that they will be doing that in the spring, because right now you can't pour any cement, which I can understand. Apparently, Gus says that they're ready to send the final pay draft to us, but I want to hold off on paying that until we get our sidewalks done, because once you pay it, then they say, oh, that's it, we're all done, and don't want to do that. But I think that MDOT is going to have something to say about that, so I would like to get a hold of MDOT for our next meeting, and I'll report back then what MDOT says.
Good suggestion on your part.
Yes.
They might want a partial or something.
Well, they might, but then, I want to hold back the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah, good, thank you. The water department update, that would be Mr. Drelke, please.
I'm good, sir.
You're good, okay.
Don't dig.
I got a good shovel. We agree. I do have a good shovel.
There's one over there.
Okay, new business, CBDG public hearing. Now, we're gonna set here now, it's, we usually set it at 7 o'clock, so whatever time it falls at, it is gonna be 7:08. Motion, please?
Move result to open the public hearing to approve fiscal year 2020-2021 CDBG programs at 7:08 p.m.
Support.
Moved and supported, any further discussion? Yes, roll call, please.
Ballard,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Swets,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Wallach.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, the floor is open.
Yeah, floor's open to the public.
I'll be first victim.
Okay.
Unless you want to go first.
No, I'm good.
Can you state your name, sir, please?
Jeff Dietrich.
Jeff Dietrich.
Yes.
And for the camera, you are from Samaritan.
Shelby Township.
Samaritan House. Samaritan House, there we go.
I don't think I have enough copies, so.
That's fine.
Michelle, could you tell us what we give everybody last year?
Yeah,
It's on the page prior to
It's on
that.
yeah.
Oh, it's right there, I'm sorry, thank you.
Samaritan House serves the northwest portion of Macomb County. We're a pantry, but in addition to that, we do taxes for free. We also help with housing. So if you flip to the second page, last year we did $1,426 cash donations feeding residents of Armada, as well as $93.96 of in-kind donations. In-kind donations are food and other things that are donated directly to the pantry that we then reallocate to the thing. So a little over $10,000. And then in addition to that, we did a sharing tree, which goes through the different, and if you look at the last page, those are our sponsored churches. That's a Christian organization, so those are the sponsoring churches. And we do a sharing tree and then distribute that to the community for our Christmas presents under the sharing tree program. We appreciate all the help you've given us in the past. You've always been a real benefactor for us, and we're asking for $1,000 again this year. So. Thank you.
Yeah. Me too.
My name is Rachel. I'm from Macomb County Care House, which is the Child Advocacy Center for Macomb County. Our main office is in Mount Clemens, and then we also have a satellite location in Warren. Our services are focused on child victims of sexual abuse, physical abuse, or children who have witnessed a violent act, as well as their non-offending family members. Our goal is to minimize trauma for child victims of abuse and to help child victim and non-offending family members through the investigation and prosecution phases and provide support to begin healing. Care House is one of 34 accredited CACs, or Child Advocacy Centers in Michigan, and part of over 800 that are across the country. We collaborate with all law enforcement jurisdictions in Macomb County, as well as the Sheriff's Office, the FBI, Homeland Security, and Immigration and Customs Enforcement. We work with CPS, the Macomb Prosecutor's Office, and different medical and mental health professionals as well. We know that it's really difficult to talk about child sexual abuse and physical abuse, but unfortunately it's a big part of the problem. We cannot wish away child sexual abuse and pretend that it doesn't exist. The truth is that at least 1 in 10 children will become victims of sexual abuse before they turn 18. More kids suffer from sexual abuse than from asthma and autism combined. Almost 3 kids in every classroom in Michigan, and over 20,000 of all children in Macomb County are living with the trauma from abuse. These numbers are actually higher than our best estimates because we know that a lot of children never tell about their abuse. It's a reality for children of every race, gender, and economic status. Over 90% of child victims know their abuser, and those who molest children look and act just like everyone else. Abusers can be neighbors, friends, coaches, teachers, clergy, parents, or family members. They can be adults or children, men or women, and kids come to Care House from every community in Macomb County, and they're spared the trauma of having to have multiple interviews about the abuse that they've endured. After the forensic interview, Care House also offers follow-up services for children and their families to help with the healing process. We offer crisis counseling, safety assessments, forensic medical examinations, parent and child support groups, trauma-focused therapy sessions, family advocacy, referrals to other community service, and we are the designated council in Macomb County for the Michigan Children's Trust Fund. So Care House also offers child abuse prevention information, education, and community to different professionals and agencies in the county. None of our families are ever charged for the services that we provide at Care House, and we provide services to all referred children and their non-dependent family members. I'm also proud to report that according to our most recent independent financial audit, 86 cents of every dollar that comes to Care House is specifically devoted to serving children and families in our communities. Since opening in 1996, we've conducted over 7,900 child forensic interviews, and 7 of those children resided in the village of Armada. In 2018, we provided 753 forensic interviews. 1 of those kids resided in the village of Armada, and in this past year, we did 757 forensic interviews. Thankfully, 0 of those children were from your guys' community. Last year, we received $400 of CDBG funding from the village of Armada, and that helped support services to 1 family. We depend on support from the community to provide a voice for child victims and a safe place for them to be heard. We're very grateful to have the village of Armada as an invested partner. And we respectfully request your consideration for funding this year in the amount of $600, which will support services for 1 village of Armada child victim and their family. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sandy Hoxie. I think most of you know me. I'm here again representing PAL, and we want to tell you how much we appreciate all your support in the past. I think all of you know our purpose is to take middle school age children up to camp every year for a week, and the children who get the CDBG grant money are children who would not be able to go to camp without that help. We know that every year less and less money is offered to the municipalities, so we would appreciate anything that you would be able to give PAL again. And if you have any questions about our camp, I'd be happy to answer them.
Very good, thank you. There's nobody here from Amcross, right? Nicole Warming
Yeah.
Center, okay. No one's here attending. All right, so
I close the public hearing.
we can close the public hearing, and what is it, council wishes then?
Mr. President, I'll move to close the public hearing at 7:16.
Support.
Moved and supported, Ballard and Belkey.
Yes.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried, so. CPDG,
Okay, if you guys look at your, what the backup that I gave you, it tells you what we distributed last year and what the requests are this year. You know, unfortunately, you guys know we only get $2,200 that we can give out. I wish we had more, you know, you guys are all worthy causes, but, you know, they have to make the decision based on $2,200 distribution. But, and, you know, Sandy sent in a letter, the service activities are what comes from the county, and that tells you, you know, it tells you what, basically what each one of these charities do. So I hope you had a chance to look that over, but
So we have $2,200.
we have $2,200. Because we have an allotment of $10,000. You can only give a certain percentage to nonprofits. And 300 right off the top goes to the chore program for the county. That comes out of everybody's distribution. There's nothing we can do about that. That just comes right out.
Now,
So
what
that
is
leaves you
the chore
2,200.
program?
I knew you were gonna ask me that. It's,
That's like household upkeep
Yeah.
type things for
Yeah.
income eligible seniors.
is it just seniors?
It's, I don't know if it's.
I think it might just,
Disability as well.
Yeah, it might be a little
yes,
bit broader.
yeah, I think it's qualifying
Why don't you
groups.
just make a motion to the same thing we did last year?
Well, you could, but well, at the same time, we had 3 out of the 5 show up too.
Right, that's true, and that can be taken into consideration.
Mr. President, I'll
Yes,
so
Mr.
move that our total allocation, nonprofit available allocation as follows.
No, but can you read that motion, please?
It's on that
Yeah.
Oh, right here, right on there.
Okay, there it is. Yes, to approve the fiscal year 2020-2021 CDBG programs based on an entitlement of $10,000 and allocated as follows. Capital projects, 1 senior home repair program, $7,500. Samaritan House, $400. Not just a minute.
Okay.
Armada PAL, $1,400. Care House, $400. For a total, shore program, $300 for a total
Yeah,
of.
we have to give that.
Of $10,000.
Does that work?
Yeah, it does.
I'm not doing math, so.
Yeah.
No,
I guess
it's,
that's right.
there's a reallocation of 1 line. Because the last one was 0 anyway, so.
Okay. Well, that was the first time they requested
Because the
it from
first
us.
time, right.
Yeah.
So we have support on that?
I got a question on it, but I gotta wait.
Yeah, I gotta say.
We gotta get support first.
Yeah, I'll support it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, but I still have a question of it, because I'd like to change some of it. I'd like to go with last year's. I feel bad about cutting out MCREST, because they work with the homeless, and they also come out to our local church here, the Congregational Church. Doesn't the MCREST people come out there? with
Congregational
people?
Church, yes.
So I feel like we're kind of supporting that program. So the only thing I'm saying is, Lyle, is I would go with last year's allocation and I would give PAL 1,400 and MCREST 200. That's all.
Okay, so then what we want to do is we'll change the motion to capital projects, 7,500, MCREST program, $200, Samaritan House, $200, Armada PAL, $1,400, Care House, $400, and chore program $300 for a total of $10,000.
I'm good with that change.
West Council's wishes.
That's $2,200.
$2,200.
Yeah, it's the same as last year, really.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that doesn't add up.
we have to
Dave
have,
did.
Yeah, Dave.
any further discussion on it first.
I will say that Michelle did add this up, so it may not work. but
Hey,
it
hey,
looks like it does.
hey,
No
hey.
further discussion, please? If not, roll call, please.
Ballard,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Wolock,
Yes.
Sleds,
Yes.
Pelkey.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Thank you folks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Thank you for the good
Have a
work.
night.
Oh, you're very
Yeah,
welcome.
thanks for what you
You're the
did.
guys doing the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's.
All right. Okay, the Michigan Municipal League, our membership renewal. What is the council's wishes, please? We have an increase in,
$31. The biggest thing is, you know, if you guys want to stick with the legal defense fund, which is $119 for the year, I think it's very important that we do that. We have used it, I think we need to keep it.
Mr. President, I'll resolve to approve the 2020 membership renewal of the Michigan Municipal League for the period of February 1st, 2020 through January 31st, 2021, in the amount of $1,304.
Support.
moved and supported. Any further discussion, please? If not, roll call, please.
Ballard,
Yes.
Sleds,
Yes.
Pelkey,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Wolock.
Yes, motion carried. Pardon me. The next is very important to the village council, which is a liaison person for the planning commission. I've talked to David, and I'm suggesting that actually it would be an appointment to 2021, but I think if someone can take it, we'll go from now, January, until November, which is 20.
Can somebody look up a calendar though of what the
Date?
date would be? Because I have November 23rd, 2021. It's the, it's after the election.
Can I jump in though?
Yep.
real quick?
Yes, go ahead.
So
That's 2020.
they don't really serve, I mean, Dave's term is dictated by his service on the council. So when does your term end, Dave?
I'm
Oh, I looked it up.
not in,
No,
He's,
no,
he's till 2021.
yeah.
Okay.
I go-
2022.
Yeah, 22, like.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, you really can't set this as a,
I've always done that.
like,
We only do it every year at a time.
I mean, technically, if Dave wanted to leave, he could do like others
Right.
have and come forward, but technically, he doesn't have a term, he's the liaison, he serves,
At the
The
leisure of the
pleasure.
council, pleasure of
well,
council?
he serves as a council member liaison, he serves for his term as a council member. So it would end when his term would end, he would have to be reappointed. But he served, like I said, we've done multiple times where people have left.
Well, in
So,
other words, we'll do it that way with the idea that
yeah, and that's
I'll be
fine.
resigning then after that election.
Can somebody
Well,
look up
that's what I was
2022,
talking
second,
about, right. I
after
told
the
Dave
election
I'd
would
like to
be
go with 1
the
year.
second meeting in
And then
November
because if the election
2022.
comes in with new members, then we can appoint and he wouldn't have to serve. So then he can still resign at the end of the,
But he can retire.
2022.
Yeah, but
It'd be the
again, you
second
can't
meeting.
set a term for a liaison. They serve based
21st?
on their service on the
21st
council.
of November.
oh, okay.
Okay.
So we're taking out the date, we'll just say as member ex officio
Yeah,
to
exactly.
the
You could
village
just
planning
have-
commission,
put the
just take
point
out for a term ending?
Yep,
Okay,
But Dave, that doesn't mean you have to serve longer than a year.
You're on in perpetuity because we are not putting a date on.
This is like the third or fourth guy.
Yeah.
Dave, I'm still
Yeah, but
on
you're
your
good
side.
on Dave.
Yeah, Okay.
The only one I can't really complain to is Steve, because,
he did it the longest.
man, oh man, he's done it.
Mr. President, I'll resolve to appoint David Cota as member ex officio to the Village of Armada Planning Commission.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any
Thank you,
further
Dave.
discussion?
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, you guys have all got a lot on your plates.
Okay, no further discussion? So, you want to roll call?
No, we don't need a roll call.
Okay, all right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, David.
Hey.
Cheryl will be thrilled, right?
President.
You know, really, you know.
Sorry, Cheryl.
Okay, next is the correction to approve the 2020 meeting dates and the budget workshop dates.
Let me explain. When I put together our meeting dates and budget workshop dates for 2020, I missed that it was a leap year. So in March, I'm off by the 2 dates. So, because usually February and March are the exact same dates, but they're not this year. So the motions will correct that. One is to correct the regular meeting dates in March to the correct dates, and then one is to correct the budget workshop dates. So there's 2 motions there.
So what is the council's wishes, please?
Mr. President, I'll resolve to change the regular meeting dates of the Village Council in March 2020 from Tuesday, March 10th, and Tuesday, March 24th, to Monday, March 9th, and Monday, March 23rd, and direct the village clerk to provide the appropriate notice of the changes as required by the Michigan Open Meetings Act.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is the budget workshop date. What's council's wishes, please?
I resolve to change the budget workshop dates of the Village Council in March of 2020 from Tuesday, March 10th, and Tuesday, March 3rd, and Tuesday, March 17th, if needed, to Monday, March 9th, and Monday, March 2nd, and Monday, March 16th, if needed.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Now we need to set a committee to work on some plans, in other words, for the retirement replacement of our DPW supervisor. What is the council's wishes, please?
You have to suggest who goes on it.
Oh, well,
You'd ask for volunteers to step up.
I'd like to have volunteers first of all, but
I
if
want
not,
to
okay,
I'll take it.
okay, Lyle Ballard,
Never happened before.
Ross Pelkey, and Steve Clark.
Well, Russ
They
is-
are my appointments. What is the council's wishes?
President, resolved to set a committee of Lyle Ballard, Steve Clark, and Ross Belke to discuss, plan, and prepare for the retirement of DPW Supervisor Saratowski. The committee will be required to report back to council on their progress monthly.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Sorry for rewriting here. What,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
I was gonna call for a
Um,
roll call.
Yeah.
We don't need.
I can put you guys down like under administrative reports, like on the second meeting of the month or the first meeting of the month. I mean, does it matter to you? I mean,
It's usually second meeting.
Second meeting?
Second meeting.
all right. we'll just put you under administrative, because, you know, if you have something written up, that's great, but
Do we have any indication of, from Ed as to departure time or?
a year, April, in a year and April.
From now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as much time as anybody thinks, and there's a lot of decisions I think need to be made and meetings that need to be had with Ed.
Right.
Sure you don't want to be on that committee also?
I would have been, but
You could.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, she'd have a...
I have to see Ed every day, so
She doesn't have a vote, so that wouldn't
I don't
count.
have a vote.
That's what makes you uniquely qualified.
Yeah,
All right,
I'll just boss from afar.
pardon me, the DDA budget approval. Prepared by the planning commission. And so that's for the 2021 budget.
No, it's, oh yeah, it is.
It is.
God, I'm off.
Prepared by the treasurer and reviewed by the planning commission.
Oh, there we go.
See, I'm correcting, she corrects me.
And then Joe corrected me.
That's mutual, see.
Prepared by treasurer. I'm gonna put that down there.
Very good. Okay, what is the council's wishes, please?
Mr. President, I'll resolve to approve the proposed fiscal year 2020-2021 budget for the Downtown Development Authority Fund.
Support.
By Clark. Any further discussion? If not, all in
Yeah,
favor?
we should do, let's
Well, you
roll.
want to...
Let's
you want
roll
to
on this
All
one.
right, that's fine, go ahead.
Ballard,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Wolock,
Yes.
Sluds,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Conan.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Next is the up and coming agenda items. Council have any?
The workshop for the next meeting. Maybe I won't forget this time.
All right, that's it then. All right, so any citizen comments at this time? Trustee, council, state name for the record, please. 3 minutes. No taker? Council comments. Council has none either. Community events, is there any up and coming? Not that I know of.
I just, still waiting to get, to hear back from the Michigan Historical Society about the plaque that we are getting from them. This is for the centennial. I gotta call them and just find out what's going on. I think that they're necessarily behind. I don't think we want to plan it now, it's a little cold. But it would be good to know when the thing is gonna be generally delivered to us.
Good, thank you. We don't have a closed session tonight, and I'm going to entertain a motion at this time for an adjournment.
The time is 7:33. I move to adjourn.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you.